How am I supposed to lead when I've never seen leadership from a man before? We're getting in relationships and we're trying to get married and we engaging in women with our mom's energy rather than the energy of our father. What's going on, y'all? D Hero here with another video. Before I start, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell so you can be notified when I put out new content if you like what I'm doing. So I want to talk about something today that's near and dear to my heart. Something that people have tried to tell me in my past, but I didn't listen. Other men tried to tell me. Other people tried to tell me, but I was hard-headed. You know, when you were in your 20s, when you were preteen or you're a teenager, you think you know it all. And because I didn't listen, I bumped my head a lot through life. But the subject I want to talk about, the topic I want to talk about today is not knowing that you're not ready to even think about a woman right now. Just taking an inventory of yourself and realizing that you have to sit your ass down and understand immediately that you're not ready to date. You're not ready to marry. You're not ready to build a life with somebody right now. As a man, one of the things that is required is for us being honest with ourselves, taking an honest inventory of ourselves, and admitting to ourselves that, yo, damn, I'm not ready. A lot of us, we wasn't raised with the matter-of-fact environment. We was raised from an emotional environment, probably in a single parent home. Our moms raising us and stuff. And so we bought into the movies, you know what I'm saying? We bought into the romantic and the Notebook and Titanic and all that type of stuff. And we thought that just good old willpower and intention would make us ready, will qualify us to be a good man who can be in a relationship or who can be married or, you know, to make us a good husband. And that's not the case. I'm saying something that I went through myself, something that I had to realize after therapy and other steps I've taken, which I'm going to cover some of those things in this video. But this video is about, as a man, you have to admit to yourself, you're not ready. Quit trying to date. Quit trying to get with people because there's some things you need to do first to make sure you're a healthy individual. It's a reason why your relationships have always failed. It's a reason why you was not able to stay married. It's a reason why you separate. It's a reason why you divorce. Because I guarantee you, some of these steps, some of these things I'm about to call out, you have not taken, you have not done. And it's time to stop the bullshit, quit distracting yourself with fun and all this other stuff. Look in the mirror and take an honest inventory of yourself. Because you probably feel stuck in life. There's a reason why you can't elevate at your job. There's a reason why you seem in this rut. Because the ceiling is low for people who don't take the steps to deal with some fundamental and foundational things as men. So one of the principles I want to talk about is the concept of learning to lead yourself before you can lead anybody else. Being in a relationship as a man, being in a marriage as a man. I was married for 5 years. I got a divorce because I did not know how to lead myself. I had a whole family on my back, and I had no idea how to even lead myself. I had no business getting married. A lot of us need to understand this. If you can't lead yourself in your own finances, if you can't lead yourself in your emotions and in your thinking and your mental, and if you have no self-control or little to lack of self-control in important areas of your life, you have no business thinking you can lead a woman or lead your future children into them areas when you can't lead yourself. You know, it's a reason why on the airplane, they tell you, hey, you know, if you're in trouble, put your mask on first and then put the people you care about mask on first. Take care of you first so you can take care of other people. A lot of guys do not know on a fundamental level how to take care of themselves. There are some foundational things that we as men missed out on. Now, how did this happen? How come we have so many men or a lot of men or some men or however the case may be, a number of men who don't understand the importance of not leading themselves, don't understand the concept of if they can't lead themselves and they can't lead nobody else. The way it was supposed to be is we were supposed to see our fathers lead. See, from birth until 18 years old, we were supposed to see our dads handle shit. We were supposed to see our dads get into an argument with mom, but stay in his masculine frame in the midst of the argument, you know what I'm saying, but still put his foot down. but still not lose his temper. We were supposed to see dad get up and go to work every day. We were supposed to see dad shave every day and make us like, I can't wait to grow facial hair so I can shave with daddy. That's what you were supposed to see. Manhood, from my understanding, is more caught than it is taught. Because when you around manhood, especially when you a kid, especially when you real vulnerable, you catch it. I mean, your dad's supposed to be your hero. He's supposed to be your coach for life. And the issue is that we have not seen that. We did not see leadership. Instead, we saw the alternative. We grew up, some of us grew up with very strong women who were forced to be strong or who chose to be strong, whatever the reason why they may have been single and away from our father. And we saw them handle life. We saw them emotionally take care of us. We saw a woman handle shit throughout her life. And as men, we caught feminine leadership and did not understand masculine leadership. So naturally, we grow up attracted to strong, dominant women. You know what I'm saying? And there's some holes that comes with that process of not having masculine leadership, not being raised up under masculine leadership. Because how am I supposed to be something I never saw? How am I supposed to lead when I've never seen leadership from a man before? We're getting in relationships and we're trying to get married and we engaging in women with our mom's energy rather than the energy of our father. The second thing I want to talk about of a principle, the concept of knowing that you're not ready, is understanding the incubation process. There is no such thing of true success without an incubation period, okay? When a baby's born, it's put in an incubator in a protected environment where it can grow, it can nurture, it can become what it's supposed to be without any distraction. Even the caterpillar goes into a cocoon in a protected environment so we can grow and it can be what it's supposed to be without any distraction, okay? There's no such thing as a newborn baby without it being protected in its mother's womb. Even when we want to fly out to the airport somewhere or we want to fly on a plane, for us normal people who don't have private jets, there's no such thing as us normal people get on the plane without a waiting period inside the airport because there's order and there's structure there. What I'm trying to say is that as a boy, we were supposed to have an incubation period with our fathers. Our fathers were supposed to protect our environment, and within that waiting period, within that isolation period, somewhat isolation period, they were supposed to teach us manhood stuff. We were not meant to learn manhood off of TV. We were not meant to learn manhood off other things. But because we didn't go through our incubation period, we grew up thinking that romantic relationship with women is supposed to look like a Disney movie. We think it's okay for the dude off Titanic to be in the water, even though there was enough room for both him and old girl at the end, and he ended up dying. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That was pretty messed up. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of us, we are in our 30s, we're in our 40s or older, or in our late 20s, and we got these grown male bodies, but we skipped the incubation period. There's no such thing as being a successful man without going through an incubation period to where you are in a controlled environment and there's no distractions. When a caterpillar is in a cocoon, there is nothing that can mess with that process. The cocoon is there for a reason. Not everybody's supposed to have access to you while you are developing. Not everyone's supposed to be able to touch you and reach out to you while you're developing. Only the people, which idealistically or ideally should be your father, are the one who's supposed to be there with you and teach you. So imagine you're 12 years old. You're going through puberty. Your father's there to tell you about sex. Your father's there to show you how to, he helps open up your bank account. And he's overseeing these things, incubation period, but he's developing you. He's building muscles in you. So in this controlled environment, once you leave the home, the incubator, you can practice those things in real life. There's no such thing as a person joining the army and just going straight off the fight. No, there's an incubation period in that. They're in this thing called boot camp where they're taken away and they are in a protected environment so they can grow, break bad habits, and become disciplined so they can prepare themselves. A lot of us were not prepared to be men. A father's job is to prepare his son of how to be a man throughout the incubation period while the son is in the home. But a lot of us, we skipped that step. We skipped grades, and now we're sitting here with undeveloped muscles that we need to have for life, and we wonder why we can't lift the weight of finances up. We can't lift the weight of leadership up. And that's part of the reason why your relationship, my relationship failed, why I got a divorce, because we didn't go to the incubation period. So because we skipped the incubation period, we're coming out the oven, we're coming out of our home, in the world as adults like uncooked chicken, serving ourselves in society, thinking that we're not going to poison anybody. A man who's not ready, an uncooked man, an undeveloped man, an immature man getting into a relationship is like me offering you poison. It's like me taking uncooked chicken, raw meat out the oven, saying, "Here you go, it's good." And as you well know, uncooked chicken, uncooked pork is going to kill you. You don't serve poisonous stuff to the people that you love. But yet here we are as undeveloped men, as men who don't have the muscles that we need to lift the leadership of life, and we're serving ourselves to the women that we claim that we love, not realizing that emotionally and mentally we're poisoning them. Again, I know there's YouTube spaces about how women can be a delusional and about the RP movement. I get it. I definitely understand it. But we first have to take responsibility for ourselves as men and be honest. A lot of us, we are undeveloped, so we're poisoning everything we touch when it comes to women because we never was taught how to deal with women. We claim to love these women that we with or that we want, or we claim to at least desire them, thinking that we can attract them. But a woman can sense beta shit. And let me tell you what beta energy is. Beta energy, I know there's a lot of YouTube videos about it, is when there's some uncooked shit in your heart. There's some uncooked masculine things in you that needs to be developed, it needs to be grown, needs to be cooked, so we can have the taste of masculinity, the aroma of masculinity, but yet it's uncooked and it's poison. And we wonder why some of these women are bitter. We wonder why some of these women are upset. We wonder why some of these women, especially in the black community, are so hard, because they probably got a taste of uncooked chicken. Now, I'm not pandering here. But again, we have to take responsibility for ourselves, okay? If you know your ass is uncooked, if you know that you have not had any training on manhood and simple things, masculine things, then you probably should not be trying to date. And shame on me if you do, because you're offering a real poisonous thing about you to somebody who you claim that you like. So what did we do? So D Hero, you talked about that, you talked about this, you talked about, so what did we do? Well, the thing is, we have to, even though it's not our fault that we was raised without our fathers, or without probably an absentee father, or a father that wasn't really invested in us, even though it's not our fault, whatever the case may be, that we did not have the coaching, the training that we should have had, that does not mean that we do not take responsibility. So can we go back in time and can we be like, okay, Dad, parent me now? No, we can't. We can't. We already got bills. Some of us got kids. Some of us got grown-up stuff, and we can't hit the pause button on life and start fresh again. But what it does mean is that you utilize resources that are out there today to help you with that. You know what I mean? So you got people who are more mature than you, who you can lean on a little bit. You got therapy, and you got communities in the YouTube space especially. You got manhood courses out here. Shout out to the Roommates Podcast. Shout out to MTR. These are dudes who have really inspired me to start this space on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? There are people you can listen to. Some people, you may have a faith platform. You may go to your church or your mosque or whatever the case may be, whatever religion you are, that can help you in that area. But the key is you got to take responsibility, take an honest inventory of yourself, and you have to take steps and you have to utilize resources in order to fill that gap. Once you utilize resources that's available to you, then guess what? You will start the process. And when you start the process, and when you get through that process, and next thing you know, you realize that you are maturing, you realize mentally that you've matured, emotionally that you matured, you're better with your finances, you're better with emotional control, you're better with being assertive, you're better with learning how to say no, you better with not letting your emotions control you, then nobody can take that process away from you. The coolest thing about being a man is that as men, we were meant to work hard. As men, we were meant to dominate and conquer. And in that process, developing ourselves, as we work hard on ourselves, and as we learn how to enjoy the process of getting better, when the reward comes, can't nobody take it away from you. As a matter of fact, the reward is not the tangible things. The reward is the ability to get the tangible things, because the process built you up to that. So when you get rejected by a woman, it's not going to really bother you, because guess what? You went through your process. Your process validated you. The work you put in yourself validated you. You know what I'm saying? So you know who you are. There's a reward of being validated by the process of taking an honest inventory and of hard work and developing yourself. Whether that may be going to college, whether that may be going to the gym, whether it may be getting a certification, whether it may be, whatever it may be, whatever process it takes to be the best you possible, can no one rob you of that. Because true alpha males don't give a shit about what the multitude thinks. Some of us, we're caterpillars trying to reach butterfly dreams and it's not time yet. But it will come if you know how to sit your ass down, take an honest inventory, and realize that no, it is not time for your ass to date right now. Because if you do date, you want to be serving uncooked chicken to the woman that you really want to be with the most, and that's a no-go. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, man, Crown Zone, K's up, because we are kings out here. You have a good one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Peace.